So now we're going to talk about how to handle a binomial that is more complicated than just x plus y raised to the nth power. Okay, so in example 6, we're going to try to expand m divided by 3 minus n. That's our binomial that we're raising to the fourth power. Okay, all right, here is what we're going to do. Okay, we are going to start by expanding x plus y to the fourth power. Okay, once we have that, we're going to convert it into this other binomial. Okay, so let's quickly write down the expansion for x plus y raised to the fourth power. Okay, so I will start with my x's. So I'm going to have x to the fourth in the first term, then x cubed, then x squared, then x, okay, and then the last term won't have an x. Then I'll pick up my y's. My y's will start in the second term. Powers will increase by 1, okay, until I get to the last term, which is going to have a y to the fourth. And then I need to go back and get my binomial coefficients, okay? So put these in. All right, they will all begin, well, they will all have a 4 at the top. And then I'll start with the first binomial coefficient. The bottom number will be 0, increased by 1. Okay, and since we're doing just good old x plus y, there's a plus in the middle, so I will be adding all the terms here. Okay, so now we can go and compute our binomial coefficients. Okay, we know this first one, since we're choosing 0, it should be a 1, so 4 choose 0 is indeed 1. Okay, and then I'll compute these other guys really quickly. Okay, it should start to repeat at this point. Yes, so we're going to have 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Okay, so 1, 4, 6, 4, and 1. Okay, so now I'm writing down the expansion for x plus y raised to the fourth power. Okay, this is going to be 1 times x to the fourth plus 4 times x cubed times y plus 6 times x squared times y squared plus 4 times x times y cubed plus 1 times y to the fourth. Okay? All right, again, this is the expansion for x plus y raised to the fourth power. Okay? We are going to convert this now into the expansion for m divided by 3 minus n raised to the fourth power. Okay, so to do this, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to let x is, if you look at the binomial, okay, x is the term on the left. Okay, so what we're going to do is make a replacement. Okay, x, we're going to replace that with m divided by 3. Okay, and then, well, actually, let me write it this way so it's a little clearer. Okay, so if I have this binomial, okay, if I have m divided by 3 minus n, I'm going to write it as m divided by 3 plus a negative n raised to the fourth power. Okay, so now, like I said, when you look at x plus y raised to the fourth power, x is the term inside the parentheses on the left. So we're going to replace x with m divided by 3. Okay, and then we're adding inside the binomial. So here's our plus sign. The y value is the second term in the binomial. We're adding a negative n. Okay, so we're going to replace y with negative n. Okay, so we're going to now, like I said, we're going to let we're going to let x be m divided by 3, and we're going to let y be negative n. Okay, and we're going to make these replacements inside this binomial distribution. Okay, so here we go. Okay, this is going to be, let's see, this is going to be x. Okay, this is going to be m divided by 3. You've got to raise that to the fourth power. Okay, plus 4 times the x value is going to be m divided by 3. that needs to be cubed, times the y value, which is negative n. Okay, plus 6 times x, x is going to be m divided by 3, squared, times the y squared. So that's going to be negative n squared. Moving to the next term, okay, we're going to have plus 4 times x. We're replacing x with m divided by 3 times y cubed. Y is the same thing as negative n. We're cubing that, okay? And then the last term here will be y to the fourth. We're replacing y with negative n and then raising that to the fourth power, okay? So now we need to simplify this, okay? And then that will be our expansion, okay? So let's do this, okay? So if we look at this first term, m divided by 3 raised to the fourth power. If you raise a fraction to a power, you have to raise the numerator to that power and the denominator, okay? So this is going to be m to the fourth divided by 3 to the fourth, okay? Plus, in the next term, the 4 is hanging out front, okay? We're going to multiply we're going to raise the m to the third power, and then we're going to raise the 3 to the third power, okay? This is going to be times negative n, okay, plus 6 times m squared over 3 squared. And then we're multiplying it by negative n squared, okay? The negative sign is being squared. So negative times negative will be positive, and then we'll have n squared, okay, plus 4 times m over 3. If we have negative n cubed, that's negative n times negative n times negative n, that will stay negative, but the n value will be raised to the third power, okay? And then lastly, we're going to add negative n to the fourth power. Negative times negative times negative times negative will be positive, and then n will be raised to the fourth power, okay? So I can still clean this up a little bit. Okay, let's see where I can write this. I'm out of room. I will write it at the top. Okay, so I'll go up here and write the answer. Okay, so here we go. Let's just clean everything up. Okay, the first term here is going to be m to the fourth divided by 3 to the fourth. So that's going to be m to the fourth. Okay, 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27 times 3 is 81. Okay, the next term is going to be negative, because you have a plus, a negative, you're doing plus a negative. Okay, so this is going to be minus, okay, the coefficient, you're going to have a 4 in the numerator. The denominator is going to be 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. Okay, so the coefficient here is going to be negative 4 over 27. The power of m is going to be 3, and the power on n is 1. Okay, so this is going to be m cubed times n. The next term is going to be positive. Okay, so you're going to have plus 6 divided by 9. Okay, 6 divided by 9 simplifies to be 2/3. Okay, so this is going to be plus 2/3 times m squared times n squared. Okay, moving on. Okay, the next term you're adding, but you've got a negative. Okay, so the next term is going to be negative. Okay, the coefficient is going to be 4/3. So this is going to be minus 4/3. The power on m is 1. The n value is cubed. Okay, and then finally we've made it to the last term, which is just plus n to the fourth. Okay, here is the expansion. Okay, so basically all you have to do when you're dealing with a more complicated binomial is you do the regular expansion for x plus y to whatever power, and then you make the replacements. Okay, you need to substitute x, wherever you see an x, you're going to replace it with the left part of the binomial, and then wherever you see a y, you're going to replace it with the right part of the binomial. Okay, if you are subtracting inside the binomial like we are here, okay, we first changed it over to be m over 3 plus a negative n, so your y value will end up being negative. Okay, so you make those substitutions and then you simplify and you get your expansion. Okay, so in the box, okay, something we should realize from this particular example. Okay, it says, notice from this example, example 6, that an expansion of the difference of two terms, meaning an expansion of the form x minus y raised to the nth power for n is greater than or equal to 2, has what kind of signs? Okay, well, if we go back and look at our expansion here, the signs alternate. Okay, we start with something positive, then negative, positive, negative, positive. Okay, so what this is telling us is if we have a binomial that we are expanding and we're subtracting in the middle here, once you do the expansion, you're going to get something with alternating signs. Okay, that's it.